All right, so first we need to identify the figure, and by that we need to identify the base first. The base of this one is a rectangle, but more specifically it is a square. And that's what these hash marks mean in this object right here. So 4 sides are equal, it is a square. So it is more specifically a rectangle. So it is rectangular and it is a pyramid because it has the 4 triangles. So let's label it rectangular pyramid. Now let's go ahead and do the calculations. So the base, 4 times 4, because it is a square, is 16 square centimeters. Now let's calculate the triangles. Because these are equal, and it has the hash marks for these also, that means they are also 4s. So this is a base of 4 and a height of 5. So 1/2 4 times 5, which gets you 10 square centimeters for 1. Now I do know there's 4 of them. So total surface area will get you the 4 10s for each individual triangle and the 1 base. So it's a grand total of 56 square centimeters. Now that means the lateral is just the 40 square centimeters because you don't include that 16 square centimeter base. All right, to identify this one again, we look for the bases. This one has 2 equivalent triangles, so those are the bases. That means it's called a triangular prism. Triangular because the bases are triangles, and prism because there's 2 of them. Okay, so let's study what we recognize for the rest of it. First, there is a triangle here and it has hash marks on all 3 sides, so it is an equilateral triangle. Now because all 3 sides are equal, that means all 3 of the actual sides of the object, the laterals, are also equal. I see over here that the height of that triangle is 4, so that means the height of this triangle is 4 also because they're equivalent to each other. So let's do the calculations. All right, so I took 1/2 and I multiplied it by 6 because the base is 6 while the height is 4. And then I divided by 2 and I got 12. Now for the laterals. If this side is 6, that means this side is 6 also. Meaning this side is 6, this side is 6 also, and they're equivalent. So these are all 15 by 6s, which gets you 90 for each individual one. So that means this one's 90 square centimeters also, 90 square centimeters. So I have my base of 12 for one side. Now we got to add 12 for the second base, and then we add in our other sides for a grand total of 294 square centimeters. Now the lateral, of course, is just the red section, not your triangles, because it's a triangular prism. So those add up to 90 times 3, 270 square centimeters. All right, let's identify this one. It looks like a cactus with a bunch of hairy pricklies in it. Those hairy pricklies, remember, means those sides are equal. So this is a 7 by 7, meaning they are supposed to be squares. Now in layman's terms, that is called a cube because it all comes out to squares on all sides, except for you have to label it as a rectangular prism. So go ahead and shade in 2 as your pair for your prism bases. Now I expect at least one calculation in one of them. So I'm going to do 7 times 7 in one of these sections and get you a total of 49 square centimeters. That means this one's 49, 49, 49, 49, and 49. So to get the total surface area, you take the 49 and you could just multiply it by the 6 sides. So you get 294 square centimeters for the total. Now you take 49 and you just multiply it by the 4 sides for the lats, and you get 196 square centimeters. All right, so let's identify our object, in which case we're going to shade in our bases. Our bases in this, again, are triangles, so it is triangular, and there's 2 of them, so it is a prism. All right, so let's see what else we could identify. If this is 5, that means this is 5, and this is obviously 5. This is a right triangle, so that means that is your base and your height right here. The rest of it that I need to know is this right here is a 10, so this again is a 6, and this is your 8. That means this side over here is also an 8. These two sides are the same, so that is going to be a 5 because they meet up when it is closed. I also know that these meet up down here, so these are the same, and this would be 6 also. So now that I have at least 2 dimensions on each object, I could go ahead and start calculating. Now, to begin, I'm going to just start at one of these, and I'm going to say this one is a 5 by 6, which gets you 30 square inches. This one is a 10 by 5, which gets you the 50 square inches for that one. And then I also have this last piece over here that is an 8 by 5, so that gets you 40 square inches. Now I'm not done. That would get you lateral surface area. So when I add those up, I get 120 square inches for the lateral. Now we can't forget our bases. Those are our blue sides. So those, I can't forget, is 1/2 base times height. We're using that right angle right here. Those are your right angles. So you just use those, no dotted lines needed, and you get 24 square inches. So this is 24, and that one is 24. So if I take that 120 and I add 24 and 24 to it, I get my grand total of 168 square inches for the total surface area. So let's identify this object, and first we do that by identifying our base. So it is a triangle, so it's a triangular, and it is only one of them, so it's a pyramid. So this is a triangular pyramid. Now we need to identify our pieces. First off, because this is 6 here, this means this is 6 and this is 6 because of those hash marks. That means all 3 sides of the triangle, the base, are equal, so that means all 3 of the laterals are equal also. So let's just start calculating. This triangle is 1/2 base of 6, height of 4, which gets you a 12 square inches, and there's only one of them. This triangle is 1/2 also because it is triangle, and the base is 6 and the height is 12. So that gets you 36 square inches for that one. Now if this is 36, this is 36, and this one is also 36 because all 3 sides of the triangle are equal. All 3 sides of the lateral surface area are equal also. So now we just have to do our totals. For our laterals, that's 36 times 3, because of course there's 3 of them. And that gets you 108, and that is square inches. Now I take that 108 that I get when I multiply, and I add that base to it of 12, and then I get a total of 120 square inches for the total surface area. I hope you've enjoyed this production of the Barking Puppies. And now if you review this one and the last one where it says just examples on it, you will be ready for your test tomorrow.